In Tampa, a man is buried alive and he's talking. Not too many people talk that are buried, but he's talking to everyone who will listen about his struggles with kicking an opioid addiction decades ago. That's right, John Edwards is underground and wants to talk to you. Many of you joined in on our Facebook conversation this afternoon with Mr. Edwards. You asked questions about the coffin, how he beat addiction, and how he continues to stay clean and share his message. This is him inside his coffin. Now, this is what it looks like outside his coffin. Under this mound of dirt is an 8-foot box that's 3 feet wide and 3 feet high. Inside that box, Mr. Edwards, the Irish-born recovering addict, is now 27 years sober. But what motivated him to do this? A friend who died from an overdose.
And I went home and I began to meditate and think about it. And I'm very passionate about this. And I came home and I thought about it. And I thought, you know, I'm going to make my own coffin. And I'm going to go and live in it. And I'll say the message that Paul would have given to the world. And I'll speak to the mothers and the fathers and the addicts and the alcoholics and the self-harmers and the eating disorder. And I'll tell them how to recover, because I know recovery inside out.
Garen Flowers spent about an hour talking with Mr. Edwards about his message and what it's like to live in a coffin. And Garen, first, how does he breathe and eat while he's underground buried in a coffin like that?
Reg, as you know, this is a very interesting story. So he has 2 tubes, and one that brings down food and one that brings up trash. That one's very important because he has to live in there. So.
Exactly. So how can he stand it down there? I get worried in a closet, you know, but less underground buried.
So put it this way. He says that when he did drugs, he would tell himself he would do anything in his power to get that. Imagine an addict and what they're going through and doing anything in their power to find the money to get those drugs.
They got to get the drugs.
Refocusing that same energy and saying, getting through this will help out so many people. So imagine that power that he's putting into this.
He's bringing a lot of attention and focus, and he's doing it for the right thing.
Absolutely.
But it's just amazing. How long does he plan to stay there?
Well, this is his 3rd day. He was supposed to leave today, but he said he might go a little bit longer. So at this point, I guess as long as he can stand it.
All right.
And so we're going to continue this conversation on our 10 News WTSP Facebook page. So make sure you comment on that, and we'll get back to you. And he's also broadcasting live and taking calls and questions. Check out his live feeds on walkingfree.org/live. And he uses the hashtag #GraveChat.
Now, what other part of the interview that stood out for you?
So something else that stood out is he also says his own family wouldn't let him attend his father's funeral because of his addiction decades ago. His mother recently died, and he was the guest speaker at her funeral. So obviously that was a good feeling for him to be able to have that support from his family now, and them letting him know that they support him.
It's so important with causes like this that someone has walked in the shoes of an addict to understand the pain and suffering, and then to turn that all the way around, to bring attention to it, because he obviously has succeeded.
What he's doing is so important.
All right. Thank you.